going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Right behind me, we got our new trailer for the 2024 season. Let me get this thing parked, take the cover off, and let me show you guys what I got. And boom, right behind me is the new trailer for the 2024 season. I'm excited, I'm so stoked. This is something that's pretty dear to my heart just because I had some input that went into the design of this trailer. So behind me is a Snake River Lockers trailer. This is a custom kayak trailer from a guy named Steve from Idaho. Him and I have been going back and forth since last year. If you guys remember my last kayak build, I had custom brackets made for my bunks. And Steve's the one who made them. He has a long history of engineering, and that's what we came up with, is this trailer right here. Now this one, I had some design input, which makes it pretty sweet. There's a lot of really cool things about the design of this trailer, a lot of things that makes it functional. That's the important thing. Now it's a little bit dirty just from towing it here, but you guys get the point. So starting up front, we got a pretty long tongue. Makes it nice for storage. It's about a 3-foot swing tongue, and that's nice because you can really tuck it in, fold the tongue, and you reduce the length. But the tongue is really important so that we can launch in shallow water. That was one of the big things that I had requested from Steve, is so that when we go to these ramps that are low during the summertime, we can launch. We don't have to worry about the back of our vehicles getting in the water, in the mud, so that's really crucial. One of the details that went into this trailer is the powder coat. Now, I don't know the exact details. We'll do a full video with Steve that he can walk over the entire trailer and go through the details, but this is a thicker than normal powder coat, which will make it abrasion resistant. It's gonna stay longer. It's gonna protect the material, the steel on the inside, and man, that color is so sleek. A little bit of texture for a little bit of grip. On the front, we got a bow stop. And bow stops are nice because my last trailer didn't have one. What happened is if I hit the brake, all the straps are on it is not enough. This thing actually slides forward, so a bow stop is necessary. We got a winch on here. Of course, this kayak, I got it almost blacked out, murdered out, whatever you want to call it, which I think is a sleek design. But we got this here that goes obviously over the handle of your kayak, and then a tie down point. Obviously you don't want to tie it down too tight, but that makes it where we can tie down our kayaks and make sure that it does not go anywhere. Next to it, of course, we got our jack, and then we also have a spare tire. So all the trailers do come with a spare tire. Check out those wheels. I personally picked out these wheels so that it kind of matched my truck. So that's a nice thing, is that you can talk to Steve and get your own set of wheels put on it. I never understood why people did normal alloy trailer wheels. One thing that Steve does is go above and beyond. He adds actually chains to your swing tongue to help give you a little extra assurance that everything's going to be fine in the long run. I mean, all this stuff is all welded on. Shouldn't go anywhere, but just to be safe. But to continue, I mean, if you look where the hitch is all the way back, that's a pretty long tongue, which makes it nice for his trailers. My jet ski trailer last year had a really short tongue, and it made it difficult, and this one's definitely extended. You can even push this kayak further back if you wanted to. And for reference, this is what the 14 looks like on the trailer. Lots of room. Obviously, you got the decal Snake River lockers on the side, and then you have your tie down straps right here. Cargo buckles, that's why I had on my last trailer. Love them, they worked great. Got 2 of them, one on the front and one on the rear, so you can position your kayak with your bow stop to see where's the best point to line it up with your kayak. My trailer has plastic fenders, but Steve is working on to get metal fenders made down the road. But again, those wheels, I love those so much. Those things look so sick. You just don't really see many trailers with aftermarket wheels. I never understood why. As you can see on the fender, there is a side marker light, amber. That thing is so bright, and honestly, you put some light on the ground, which is really nice in those dark early mornings. Moving to the rear, just a look at the buckle. Everything's all mounted with metal. There's no plastic. So right there, you have an extra tie down point if you needed to. But back here, LED tail lights with reverse. So with his trailers, you can wire them up for a 7-pin, and you get reverse lights as well. So it's really nice. These are super bright, and I love the look of them. But the thing about his trailers also is that he fabricated so that there is steel all around it. So if you hit something, you have to worry about breaking your tail light. Like I said, it's just a little attention to detail. If you're like me, you like to launch in places where you probably shouldn't have, and well, you're not gonna have to worry about your taillights breaking. Similar to my trailer, you have metal bunks as well. I like these, they're sturdy, you don't have to worry about them wearing down over time. And they're powder coated too with end caps. So the nice thing about this trailer, as you can see, it actually has a lower frame, So this makes it so that the kayak sits lower. A lot of trailers, they sit way too high. And again, if you're launching in shallow places, it sucks. You have to dump your vehicle so far back, and this one allows you to launch super shallow. As we dig a little closer, you'll see that there's adjustments to set the width of the bunks. And if you were to look up there, it's the same thing. But also the other thing is that you have 2 sets of slots to mount these bunks. So I'm on the high setting, and you can actually lower it even more if you wanted to. Now, if you guys watching my last video, you know that I recently picked up this Yakima topwater box, and obviously this is the reason why. We have a full-blown tower on top of this thing so that we can keep our rods for our tournament in this box, and there's a lot more room for other things as well. My tower is actually a little bit taller compared to some of the other models that he sells, and the reason for that is so I can power load. Obviously, power loading, with that being there, you know, you don't want to hit your forehead, or at least I don't. So having a little bit taller tower, I got it as tall as I can so that I can clear my garage and still put it in there. Tied into that 7-pin trailer harness, you do have this big old light bar right here. So this is built in with a switch, so you can use it as just like a rigging light or just a light on all the time, but it's also built into the reverse system. So when you hit reverse, you can have this switch right here, power this on so that it lights up to the back of the kayak. Dark launches, we launch early mornings, and it's nice to be able to see everything. Then you'll see underneath, we do actually have rigging lights as well. So you got one there and one over here, and those are powered to switches as well. There is another switch, and that is to this light under here, which is underglow. So one thing that I added to my trailer was some underglow lights for those early morning launches. They're red, so I have one here, one there, and then the same thing on the other side to keep it symmetrical. And all I gotta do is just switch on the light when I'm at the boat launch, and we got some cool lights. Probably not necessary, but I think it's something that's super cool. And obviously you'll see on the tower that there is a whole bunch of tie down points throughout. If you want to throw another kayak on top, you totally could. Still not sure what I'm gonna do with the tower, but obviously if I'm traveling somewhere with a buddy, we can definitely throw a kayak on top. So with the Yakima topwater box, Steve built these custom brackets that go underneath. They have huge surface area so that obviously there's no rattling, and it can definitely hold it no problem. And he also built 2 extra holes if you want to run power poles. If you guys want to run dual power poles or a parking pole, you can slide them through there and keep it there on the road. So initially, Snake River Lockers actually built these lockers for trailers, and right here is where you'd mount them. It's super cool. I'll be getting mine a little bit later. I needed to get this trailer so that I can head down to Critter Lake in a week, but right here is a mounting point for your locker. But yeah guys, that is a quick walkthrough of my new trailer for the 2024 season. Like I said before, I am super stoked to get this in my hands. We're about to get ready and go down to California, which I'll meet Steve down there. I'm gonna let him walk you guys through all the fine details. I'll be honest, I don't know every single thing. So if you have questions, make sure you drop it in the comment section below, because Steve will be able to address that. There's a lot of technical stuff that I don't know that he definitely knows better. I know I'll probably get some quick comments about a little more about measurements on this trailer. So with my kayak on top, sitting around 19 feet 8 inches. So from where the hitch is all the way to the back, where the end of my kayak is about 19 feet 8 inches, and total height is about 80 inches. I drove about 3.5 hours to go pick this thing up the other day, and I'll tell you what, the whole drive home, this thing tows like a dream. It doesn't bounce like some of the smaller trailers, which is really nice. If you guys are interested in learning more about these trailers, some of the other products that Steve offers, I'll leave his link to all of his stuff in the top of the description below. And as you guys can see, I'm at the home lake. The sun is coming out. I think it's time to dump this thing in the water. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.